to another 12:30 Facebook Live here at Arizona Science Center. My name is Maverick, and Camp Innovation has taken over all of our Facebook Lives all summer, Monday through Friday. And this week, we have been doing a Calling All Future Scientists camp. Basically, all week, we have been talking about all the different careers in science, so many different fields of science, biology, ecology. Today, we've been doing a little bit of geology, and we've also talked about meteorology, and specifically like meteorologists, people that study the weather. And with my activity for you today, you are going to get to create your own anemometers. And basically what those do is those are a way for you to track and figure out how fast the wind is going. And you'll be able to do this right at home. And I've got this one right here as a little demonstration of what the end product, a very rough end product. You can make yours a lot prettier than mine, but I just wanted to make one that was functional. But we're going to take you through the steps. But this is kind of what it's going to look like. I would blow on it right now, but it's not going to do anything because I have my mask on, which all of you, if you are out anywhere, make sure you are wearing your mask because not much is happening while I'm doing this, but hopefully outside with wind, this will actually spin and you'll be able to track it, and I'll teach you exactly how, and it's just going to fall over right now because that bottle is a little bit light. So the first thing you're going to want is your materials right here. So I already pre-prepped a couple of these, just a little bit, but you're going to want about 3 of these little wooden dowels, and you're going to want 5 small plastic, or not plastic, small like little paper cups, like little Dixie cups like this. You're going to want some tape, which I've got pre-taped out right down there, but a nice little roll of like masking tape or scotch tape or something. It doesn't need to be too crazy. As well as a water bottle and a hole punch. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take 4 of, you're going to want 5 total cups, but you're going to take 4 of them, and you're going to take your hole punch, and you're going to punch some holes. 1 hole on each side evenly, so you're going to punch 1 on this side, 1 on this side, so you can see right through them like that. I like to do them a little closer to the top, but you can do them wherever you want on there, depending on what hole punch you have. And you're going to want to do that on 4 of your cups, and then on your 5th cup, you're going to want to punch a hole on all 4 sides. So evenly on 2 sides so you can see right through, and then evenly on the other side so you can see straight through. So about 4 evenly spaced holes. Once you take your hole punch, you're going to go ahead and do that. Then the first thing you're going to want to do, and I kind of like to pre-start it like this. So you're going to take one of your wooden dowels and you're going to put it through one of your cups that only has the 2 holes. You're going to put it through all the way to the end, just so the dowel sticks a little bit out of that end, and then you're going to take some tape and tape it over there so it secures it in place. And I'm going to do that, I like to do that on 2 of them, just so they can fit through the one with 4 holes. So then you're going to take the one with 4 holes, and you're going to put it straight through one of those slots. Now you're going to notice that these 2 cups right now are basically facing the same direction. Now the important thing to remember, on each of your dowels, you want your cups facing opposite directions. So since this one is facing up with the opening up right now, what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to make woo! Don't mind that. These microphones sometimes get crazy. So I'm going to take that second one, and I am going to, sorry about the microphone problems here. I know that's probably annoying. I'm going to take that one and tape it on the opposite direction so it's facing downward. So you're going to put it all the way through that hole, and then get it to where it's almost at the end. I just hear the microphone trying. It's like trying to freak out, and I don't want to let it. And then you're just going to basically take that and tape it secure so that you have your 2 cups facing opposite directions like that. You're going to do the same thing with the other one right here. So you're going to put that right through the opposite holes. And you're going to take it, and you want it to face the opposite direction, right? So I'm going to turn that cup over. That's another thing you can do if you didn't want to do it the first way I did it. You can kind of turn your cup over using that dowel. Take your tape, tape it onto here. And voila, you have your base there. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take And I already put a hole in the bottom, but you can take a hole and put it in the bottom of that middle cup. And then you're going to take your third dowel, you're going to put that through that hole all the way up to where it's touching all four of those wooden dowels. And this one kind of got loose, so I'll adjust that in a second. But you're going to take it up there, and then you're going to take more tape, and you're going to tape that wooden dowel to your other wooden dowels. And this is going to be the part that rotates. This is going to be your free rotating part. This is how you're going to test the speed of the wind. So ideally, when that spins, that's going to spin. Now this one got a little loose, so I'm just going to adjust this. Remember, flip it over to the opposite side. And this is just a lot of taping. I have big fingers, and taping has never been one of my strong suits because of that. So we've got that right there. So the last step you're going to do is you're going to take that and you're going to put it inside of a water bottle. And ideally, this shouldn't slide, so you'll tape it to that stick. You want it just about even. And it's just going to put it inside a water bottle. So the free rest in that water bottle. Now, what's going to happen is when it catches the wind, it's going to start spinning, right? And it's okay that it's a little wonky right now. I'd put a little more work in taping, but for the absence of time here, this is how we're doing it. Now it's going to catch that wind and it's going to start spinning. The way you can calibrate this, which basically means the way you can test it and you can actually measure the speed of the wind, is when you do this, I want you to ask your parent or something at home, somebody else, to drive a car about 10 miles an hour. And I want you to hold this out the window. Make sure the cups are facing the direction that you're driving, so they'll catch the wind. I want you to hold it while you're driving about 10 miles an hour. And I want you to count how many times it spins in 10 seconds while you're driving 10 miles an hour. When you figure that out, that will be how many times your thing will spin if the wind is going 10 miles an hour. So if you sit this outside, let's say I drove down the street at 10 miles an hour, had this out, and it rotated 25 times. That means if I checked outside and this was spinning, if I counted 25 rotations, that means the wind was at about 10 miles an hour. If I counted more rotations, if I counted 50 rotations, the wind might have been at 20 miles an hour. So it's a way you can test to see how fast the wind is going right there at home in your front yard or backyard or anything. So feel free to go and make one of those. That is the end of my little demonstration here, teaching you how to become your very own at-home meteorologist. Like I said, we are doing these Facebook Lives at 12:30 every day, Monday through Friday, for the next few weeks here with Camp Innovation. Make sure at home you are washing your hands, wearing your mask, keeping everybody you love safe, including yourself, because we should all love ourselves here. And thank you so much for joining us today. I will see you all tomorrow right here at 12:30 again for another awesome demonstration. And as always, have an awesome rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Bye, everybody.